Mr. and Mrs. Smith, A Digital Story by Courtney Eldridge. Mr. and Mrs. Smith are newlyweds. Mr. Smith got a job far away from their hometown, away from all their family and friends. To be closer, Mr. Smith's brother decided to move with them. When Mr. and Mrs. Smith's family moved to town, they rented a house for $215 a month. That's a 3.95% increase. The word increase means to get larger. Notice the prefix in, which means toward in this case. So the rent went toward a larger number. After they settled in their new house, Miss Smith had some great news. I'm pregnant! During her first 6 months, Miss Smith had many cookie cravings. Mr. Smith bought 1 bag of cookies every day for 6 months. That's 180 days. If there were 4 cookies in each bag, what is the product of all the cookies after 6 months? The word product means to multiply. Notice the prefix pro, which means in support of. When you see the word product, think about needing the support of multiple numbers. Before Mr. and Mrs. Smith have their baby, they decided to get a sturdier car. Mr. Smith says a new automobile decreases 12 3/7% of its value the first year. At this rate, the car drops in value for the first year, and it is now $1,713. If you know the word increase, then you should be able to understand the word decrease. It actually means the opposite, to get smaller. Notice the prefix D means removal. So when you see this word, you are removing value, which makes the number smaller. The word is and value mean the same thing, which is equal. The word value derives from the French word valoir, which means be worth. To be able to afford a baby and a new car, Mr. Smith had to run a sale at his store, Men's Wearhouse. His store reduced the price of a $175 suit by $61.25. The percent of reduction is 35%. The word percent is very helpful in math, and it means per every 100. Notice the prefix per, which means containing an element. So think of this word as containing 100 units. Finally, after all that hard work, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are able to relax in their new home with a new car and a baby on the way, with their brother nearby.